probe into the Nagpur violence continues, and now there is fresh CCTV footage which has come to light, which shows that some of the accused who are now in custody, who indulged in the violence and the arson and the rioting that we saw on the 17th of March, they had undertaken a full-blown recce just days before the violence. Now, this shows that at least some of it was pre-planned by some of the accused. Meanwhile, the NIA, the National Investigation Agency, which looks at terror cases, has also been roped in to probe what they describe as a Kashmir-like situation which led to the riots earlier this week in Nagpur. So here's the why the NIA could possibly be helping the anti-terror squad, the anti-terror unit of the Maharashtra police, even as the officers there tighten the noose as far as the Nagpur investigation is concerned. The NIA too has been roped in. It is assisting the Maharashtra ATS because the NIA has probed incidents of stone pelting in the Kashmir Valley, most famously. The NIA's expertise is in investigating radicalized youth. That again might be handy in this case as well. Furthermore, the NIA has probed separatists and how their modus operandi works in the valley. A similar modus operandi, investigators fear, was out in play and in full display in Nagpur a few nights ago. Yasha Kotak is now joining us with more on this. Yasha, so the CCTV footage that's been released, which is from a few days before the violence actually happened, what are the police saying? Have all of those people in that CCTV footage been apprehended, been arrested by the police? And why do they believe that that is pointing in the direction that this was a pre-planned riot and arson that we saw on the 17th of March night in Nagpur?
Absolutely, Zakka. In fact, there have been more than 200 videos that have been accessed by the cyber team of Nagpur police. In fact, as a part of this, they've also tried to access and understand where did these videos actually originate from. Apart from that, top sources in Nagpur police have also hinted at the fact that there is a foreign funding connection to it. Apart from that, there's also a connection that some of these videos or some of the messages that were put on social media, including YouTube, but also YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, but also WhatsApp. There were several videos that could have possibly come in from Bangladesh. The fact that there's a Bangladeshi connection is where we could see several top agencies being involved in this. But apart from that, there's obviously a sedition case also that's been filed against 6 people so far. There have been more than 100 people who've been arrested. In fact, as a part of the sedition charges, the investigation is on the lines of pelting of stone, apart from that chanting of several videos. And all of this is under the investigation of the agencies to understand what was the larger modus operandi of these people. Now, when you speak of these videos, those who have been gathering CCTV footages that have been accessed by Nagpur police, more than 100 CCTV footages have been accessed. This also wherein Nagpur police also trying to understand as to what was the plan that was in fact invoked a couple of hours before the violence took place in Nagpur. In fact, source-based information also hints at the fact that there were meetings just a couple of hours before the violence took place. There were 3 such meetings that were held at different locations in the city, wherein there were instructions that were given to those who had gathered to collect weapons and also petrol bombs. So all of this is under the investigation by the Nagpur police. But apart from that, they also will possibly hand over these documents and details to several top agencies. What's also important to note here is that there is a name of one of the party, the local party, that's Minority Democratic Party, whose possible links are being established to international organization. All of this is under the radar and scanner of the police. Yes.
All right, Yasha Kotak, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for reporting for us from Mumbai on this developing story. A massive probe underway into what caused the riots in Nagpur. A large number of people, in fact, more than 70 of them, have already been apprehended by the police, and now the NIA too has been roped in to continue with the probe.